Okay, here we are. Another great day to be alive. My name is Garland Harris, and we have to my right,
Toby Brett.
and to my right, righty right.
Right. Vince Santino.
Okay, and what we're here to talk about is how to raise money. Toby and Vince are both a part of the Dream Factory with companies that are in, one's in the energy division. You can state it more specifically, Toby.
Well, we are in the stage of developing, we already have the hydrogen generator to convert your car to a hybrid, and plan on opening up a fairly big plant here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, under the Dream Factory's direction.
Okay.
And convert possibly as many as 8,000 cars next year, this year or a year from now. That's our goal, and increase the gas mileage tremendously.
All right. And then Vince Santino has been a lot of years, 30 years or more in the air conditioning business, one aspect or other. Go ahead, Vince. What is your...
Well, we're going to provide information on the internet to dispel some of the myths, explain some of the terms, coach people along as to how to make well-informed, intelligent decisions that save them money, that make them more comfortable. It's available. It just the information just isn't really. It's readily available, but it isn't absorbed into people's thinking because you buy an air conditioner or a furnace once, twice in your life. And of course, I've done it every day for 30 plus years. So why not, coach? Share a little bit, eh?
Absolutely. And we believe it's something that people will pay for in both cases. That it's something that's a viable business. So what we're here to talk about today, and I'm the president and CEO of the Dream Factory, is how these gentlemen are going to raise the money, or how we together, really, it's a joint effort, are going to raise the money for their companies or for their divisions within the Dream Factory. How do we get around to actually doing that? And there's a specific way of doing it that works, and it's worked every single time. This time we're adding the internet component to that, kind of the, the pass. Up till now, we've been running it through the line. You know, it's been the run every time. This time, we're going to do the long pass to get the same place faster and with a lot less damage or whatever. So, now my wife is looking at the camera. How are we doing? Okay?
You're fine.
Good. See, that was her lovely voice in the back of the camera. By the way, we always give her credit as camera woman. So, yes. What?
Camera person.
Camera person.
No, that's a woman.
That's a woman in this case, though.
And most of the time, it's a lady.
Or a girl.
Oh, I don't know if they like that. Okay, well, the first thing we have to do, that we should know. Okay, we ready? By the way, Vince, I love that shirt.
I only wear it once in a while. You can wear it the rest of the time.
All right. I do. That is one slick little
Thank you.
shirt. I love it. The first thing we got to have, really, is a good story. Believe it or not, the simplicity of raising money, the very beginning, the first thing you got to think, I say the first thing, there's always something that might come before. Whenever you say the first thing, someone goes, well, what about this? Shouldn't that be first? Yes, you should get up in the morning. That probably is. And thank God that you're alive. Yes, that would be first. God first. But, so the second thing, after God, would be a good story. And you want to think about what it is you're doing until you come up with, okay, what is the story here? What's the angle in sales? And both of you gentlemen have been in sales for years. Toby selling cars for over 40 years, wholesale, some retail. Vince, in every aspect of air conditioning, from running a company where you were selling to even companies, I think, the larger commercial units, as well as individual homes, as well as working with actual salesmen and telling them how to sell. So selling the salesmen, training the trainers, every aspect. Both of you guys have tremendous experience. I used to call it, you got to have a hook. Maybe there's another, maybe you've heard a different expression, Vince, or you, Toby, but that's kind of my expression. You got to have, what's the hook? In other words, why should I be listening to you at all? You know, when you're talking to someone. I call it, in this case, the story. has to be a good story. You know, now, Toby, with you and energy, right now, and alternative energy is hot, 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 hot. I mean, you know, good Lord. The president every other day is talking about energy and reducing dependence on foreign oil, which I personally believe in. And I think that's a very noble goal, and I think it's something we should get right on. So that's part of your story. That kind of pulls people in. Your other aspect of your story is, of course, the environmental aspect, reducing the carbon footprint. People that believe that global warming is really doing something to the planet, it's going to cause us all to have to swim with the fishes or something someday, or whatever it's going to do. But there are people that believe that, and for them, that's a big deal. So you got two angles there that you can pursue. You can say, look, I think you say something like that here. What do you say in your little proposal?
Well, it just says to help to stop global warming and reducing the carbon footprint.
Okay, so that's going to reach certain people. The other aspect is, hey, it's going to make a lot of money because people would love to stop being dependent on oil from somewhere else. As Americans, whenever and whenever the price of gas goes up, we kind of go, you know what?
You got it.
Yeah, so there's the American pride and there's the save the planet aspect. Those, they give you kind of the picture wrapped around your story. Then you got to build the chewy caramel center in the inside of that, which for an investor is, okay, this is all good, but how is this going to make money, and therefore how am I going to make money? Now, Vince, your story is a little different. Your story deals with comfort in the home and the saving of money, and what do you do when it's hotter than hell in your home because your air conditioning unit quit. You know, how to prepare for that ahead of time, how to deal with it when it happens, and great tips about how to just increase the level of comfort in that word in your home, that word that brings those feelings of, you know, going home, being at home, relaxing at home, home with the friends, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, when you mention home, it immediately brings that little warm fuzzy to people.
Right. And
So-
it should. That's absolutely right. It should. That should be the place where you go to unwind, to detox, to relax. And if you can't do those, if that's not happening at home, you're certainly not going to find it out on the street somewhere.
There we go.
So you have to have that, and there's levels available that if people understood that, they would probably be willing to pay the price, and they're fair, honest prices. You're not going to have to pay thousands of dollars to make your house more comfortable. Some of them are so simple, they're just almost sound commonplace after you hear them.
So that's one aspect of events of your story. The other aspect, of course, is that you're taking what in Pompano Beach, Florida, for example, might be a rather limited market, and you're taking that and expanding it really all over the world. Now, there's some areas of the world where they don't even have electricity, so they're not going to be concerned about air conditioning.
And they won't find this, will they?
Right, and they won't find us. And there's some areas that they would find us, but they're in Arctic areas, and they're more concerned about heating, which you also handle.
That's right.
But at any rate, the internet expands what would be perhaps, even though a great story in a limited area, and expands it to a story that can go all over the world. So that's part of your story. So number one, you've got to really have a good story. And it should be something that you've thought about, that the CEO has thought about, and you feel passionate about, you feel excited about. You got to buy in other words. If the other person is going to believe in your story, certainly you have to believe in your story. So the very first thing is you got to have a good story. We'll be back.